So welcome to our community dev update for this week, February 5th, 2020. And we have the Algragon 1 testnet is still ongoing. And their upgrade that is going to be happening soon to switch the binary to 0.53 and set the voting window to 6 hours, which will allow testing emergency upgrades. There is proposal number 5 that is now in progress, and so please vote on it if you haven't done so already. And here's some important links on the binary release is linked here. Some information on the upgrade and instructions for the upgrade are linked here. And everybody, remember that once the Darien gap is crossed, once this upgrade happens, there will be an emergency Andes update. So yeah, everybody, stay on top of the communications, and let's make these next 2 upgrades really quick and really successful. Updates on the registry layer. We have made the Magpie release where buyers of ecological credits can understand what a project is about and purchase credits offline and confirm the purchase of credits online. And basically there's the detail page version 1 that's complete with the project listing page is designed, and the blockchain integration is starting soon. And here you see a screenshot of basically the project listing page that's in progress. So we're excited about the progress on that. And we don't actually have any science updates this week. I've heard from Giselle. A few updates on the key management grant that we've been working on. Message authorization is almost ready. There's just a few small things that are being debugged before we mark that ready for review. We created an ORM package. For those of you that aren't familiar with the concept of ORMs, ORM means object relational mapping. It may not exactly be the correct term in this case, but basically what this is that this is a set of tools that are built on top of the KV store in Cosmos SDK that allow us to create basically database tables and secondary indexes, so that you're working with something that functions a bit more like a traditional database and allows for basically having like relations between tables. And so when we previously had worked on the group module, there's a large number of kind of linkages between different records in state and secondary indexes. And instead of doing that manually, we now have a framework for doing that generally. We are also going to use that internally for issuing the fractional NFTs that we will use for the ecosystem service credits. So that package is ready to be used, and the work on the actual group module will begin soon. There's some work on it that is in the tests for the ORM module, but kind of the work in earnest on that module will begin soon. I apologize for the delay that there's been on this. I know many people have been waiting on this for a while, and yeah, we are getting close to it being ready. So we're hoping for by the end of February having this ready for review, hopefully sooner. Hopefully now that we've got things, kind of a few things on blocks, that in the next 2 weeks or so, we have something that's ready for review. Also, there's still some ongoing work on the upgrade module. These are upgrades to the basic upgrade functionality to handle different edge cases that we came across. So this one that was just recently finished allows for multi-store upgrades, which are basically renaming the different sub-stores that are used in different modules within the Cosmos SDK, or for deleting modules. There were some in the 0.36 Cosmos SDK upgrade. Some of these things were needed, and so we couldn't actually do a smooth upgrade from up to 0.36. So with this with this multi-store upgrade feature that would handle that sort of edge case. There's still a couple things to do on the upgrade module, but mostly pretty small. Our impression is that it's pretty much there. It handles all the basic functionality and some edge cases. The one big thing that is still in progress, which I see as heavily related to upgrades, is the protobuf migration work, which is happening for both the Cosmos SDK and Tendermint. And we're pretty heavily involved in that and supporting that work. In addition to making it client integration easier, protobuf will make it much easier to ensure backwards compatibility of the state store, in addition to client support for the Cosmos SDK and Tendermint. And currently, for Tendermint in particular, if there's certain changes to the Tendermint block structure, because of the way Amino encodes things, they're breaking changes in the transaction history, and protobuf makes this much easier to track and to basically have a check during continuous integration testing that the format of what's on disk in state, the block structure isn't breaking. So we're really excited to move that along, and that should give us a much more, our hope is that that gives us a much more stable ecosystem going forward that allows a lot of things to build on top of it, including Regen Networks and Regen Networks zone and a number of other zones in the Cosmos ecosystem. So that pretty much summarizes our updates for today. We're going to have our next one of these community dev calls in 2 weeks' time. And then next Wednesday is going to be the validator planning meeting led by our lead validators. So if you're running a node in the testnet, validator in the testnet, we encourage you all to join that meeting. And yeah, thanks all for listening to this presentation. And now I'm going to shut off the video and open up the space for questions and comments and just open discussion.